And we have the first matchup.
You're alive. Welcome into Underground Madness 2024's Bracket Bash Watch Along. We have the first matchup. We'll get to it in just a second. It's KB, it's Christian, it's Deej coming at you. We are live on all the platforms. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join our bracket challenge. It is linked in the description of all of our live stream platforms that we're on now. The first matchup in the East region has been determined. It is the defending champion Yukon Huskies as the 1 seed taking on the 16 seed Stetson. And our 8-9 has just been announced. The Florida Gators and Northwestern.
No. Not Florida Gators. FAU.
Oh, they had the wrong logo on mine. Oh, they fixed it now.
Yeah,
FAU gets the 8 seed
which
and Northwestern gets the 9.
which I find extremely interesting, not only for the fact that they did not win the AAC, and they were kind of a bubble team. And so the fact that they got in, I find will have some trickle down effects, right? That's fair to say.
5-12 in the East is San Diego State as the 5 seed. UAB gets the 12 seed. And the 4-13 matchup is Auburn versus the Ivy League's Yale.
Do I love any of these matchups? I don't think so. Turn off my closed caption on this stuff because it's just going to drive me nuts while I'm trying to read a bracket. BYU's a 6 seed.
BYU gets the 6 seed in Omaha for the East region, taking on 11 seed.
Drum roll, please.
Duquesne, who won their first conference championship since 1977.
I cannot comment enough. All I know is if okay, so Illinois is a 3 shrug. But
He said Illinois is a 3 shrug.
Well, I mean whatever. But BYU's not friendly and BYU's friendly and not friendly in some ways through my metrics, specifically their individual player scoring output. But I'll be running simulations on that later tonight. Washington State at 7. I really hope Colorado finds their way in, because I love because they basically hit on every stat except having slightly egregious turnovers, and it's Washington State versus Drake.
Our good pal and friend of the program, Ryan Hammer, who joined Stephen McAvoy earlier this week on the pod, tweeted, FAU 8 seed, good Lord, what have we done?
Final Four from last year? Hello! Okay, so Iowa State's the 2. Yeah, that's a slightly rough region, though. I would probably have Illinois over Iowa State in that quadrant.
South Dakota State 15 seed, Frisky.
South Dakota State probably most likely, highly likely, will not win, but they've had some frisky runs in past years. But yeah, that.
Wait, why are you putting Illinois over Iowa State?
Stats. The formula I kind of choose my brackets by. There is a lot of not great stuff in terms of what Iowa State shows compared to what Illinois shows.
Even though
Iowa
State played in the toughest conference in the country this year.
And right, spoiler. I'm also really down on Houston as well. Both teams very bad shooting numbers, especially at the free throw line as well. And they are very skimpy in points per game, which could be a factor of Big 12 basketball playing defense. But
I mean, the Big 12 easily had the best defensive conference all around. Like,
yeah, but even then, it's like judging by the history of the last 10 March Madness winners, Iowa State and Houston would both be extreme outliers in terms of scoring numbers.
defense wins championships.
Yeah, see the only team the only team you can really say that about is 2019 for Virginia, who averaged 71.4 points per game and won that title in the most infuriating, fluky way. But like
shooting, sure, but like
no, but
3-point shooting matters too much.
but
I could get with free throw shooting.
but like here's that Virginia team shot 47.8, 40.9, 74.6. Iowa State is shooting 46.3, 34.9, 69.7.
The 69 is a little troublesome, but
Nice.
34 or whatever, like, I mean, honestly, shooting 34 from 3 as a team is not bad.
Pull up this. Only so the last time a team won March Madness by shooting under 35.5% was 2013 Louisville, and before that it was 2011. It was 2011 UConn. Since 2000, only 3 teams have won March Madness shooting below 35% from 3. Statistically, historically, the numbers are not in their favor. That's all I'm saying. That is why I am like. I'm not saying they're not making like they're. In my mind, both teams probably make the Elite 8, and then it's 2 versus 3. Fundamentally, if that's a close game, sure, fine. But like Illinois, yes, it was a down year for the Big Ten, but they were a great rebounding team, a great free throw shooting team, and just really like an average shooting team. But they also had 2 people getting almost 38 points a game. Like that's just why I like Illinois a little more. Houston
gets the 1 seed in the South region, taking on 16 seed.
Drum roll. Longwood. What was it? Longwood who fired their coach, or was that like Long Beach? I forget. Long Beach.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be such an easy game for Houston, honestly.
And Nebraska in an 8-9 feels dangerous.
Yes.
That feels extremely dangerous. Nebraska 8, good grief.
Oh.
That's an.
I'm slightly behind you guys, so.
Oh, okay. So Kyle, we're gonna delay ourselves by like 5 seconds, okay?
I just got the Nebraska pick.
Oh, that's like 5 seconds. Okay.
Ugh, that's rough.
Okay. So that's Wisconsin as a 5.
Wait, why don't we like the 8-9 matchup? I think that 8-9
No, 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 no,
No,
no, no. No,
it's great.
Okay.
It's brutal for both teams.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like the ultimate 8-9 match.
ooh.
This is what
Ooh,
every 8-9
ooh,
matchup
ooh, Kyle. Ooh.
We got the part of my take first round match.
Wisconsin versus JMU. Go Dukes. Go Dukes. Go Dukes.
It's Big Cat versus PFT.
Go Dukes, boys. Go Dukes.
That's a fun game too.
Yeah, Wisconsin might lose.
Oh yeah.
JMU was like a top 15 scoring team in the country. So I'm instantly like, someone tell me the line on that game now, because I want the line for that game. Duke versus Vermont.
But like my thing with like teams that are like highest scoring, it's like you gotta
Yeah.
look at who they're playing. Like, is it impressive to score some like 80-something points a game?
Yeah, again, so
but, like,
again, here's like case in point, Alabama and Kentucky. Neither of those two homies are playing defense, but they're putting up a shit ton of points. Ooh, Texas Tech versus Texas Tech, NC State. Do my metrics like Texas Tech shooting extremely well from shooting extremely well from the free throw line, average from 3, slightly subpar. Ooh. So that's Kentucky as a 3. Kentucky is a 3 against That's Kentucky versus Oakland. So that should be Kentucky theoretically going through against a barn brawler of a 6'11". We now have a hobbled number 7 seed. Oh baby,
how
8.
the hell is Kentucky a 3 seed?
I don't know, but guys, Florida versus Colorado potentially. I'm picking the chance of Colorado there because my metrics love Colorado, and Florida lost their big man to a compound fracture.
Oof.
Yeah. So now we have Marquette as the 2 seed there. Good grief. What a region. Kentucky, Marquette, Houston. Whoa. And we have Western Kentucky versus Marquette. Okay.
Marquette going, yeah.
I mean, okay.
Marquette's nice, bro.
Yeah. Let's see. In my system, Marquette, average shooting, very below average, rebounds, but great everywhere else. Yeah, like 32.8 rebounds per game would be, checks notes, would be the lowest of anyone since 2011 by over 2 rebounds a game. So that's minorly concerning in terms of if you wanted to predict them to win March Madness. But that doesn't hinder them from having a good run. I do think Colorado, should Colorado beat Boise State, which looking solely at their numbers, they theoretically should. Colorado, in my mind, should then beat Florida, and then that's going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl. Because even though Colorado's rather young, they have like 2 or 3 guys that are projected to be first-round picks. and putting that up against Marquette, like that's that that's an upset chance there. DJ, would you like to know what my system what my system thinks of various other top seeds? Do you have anyone you want to ask?
I more so want to know what your system is.
Okay, so it's
The most
so,
abstract system I've ever
okay,
heard
no
of.
no 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 no. So right, basically, I took all the March Madness winners since all the March Madness winners since 2011, and basically averaged all their stats, all these stats together. So average field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throws, rebounds. How many double digit scores did that winning team have? Turnovers, points per game, and what were their two highest scores? And also, I will add, did they have a first round pick? Which every team that has won March Madness has had a first round pick. But albeit we can't fully judge that now because they could become a first round pick through through the tournament run. And so basically since 2011, here are the average stats. 47.4% from the field, 37.25% from three, 73.7% from the line, 37 rebounds per game, 35 and a half, three and a half double digit scores, 11.37 turnovers a game. And while I haven't gone all the way back and done points, per game, I've done points per game since 2016, which I kind of considered the era of modern college basketball starting, which that was that first Villanova win, which I kind of consider like Villanova the standard bearer of modern college basketball in terms of like successfully playing a lot of guards and not having like a true blue center and stuff, and that averages out to 80.0 points per game. So basically, those I'm basically trying to judge. I basically look at all the teams and I go, okay, you, oh, and and since 2016, the well since 2011, the March Madness winning teams highest scorer averages basically 18 a game. Second highest scorer averages 14. So basically, I basically charted out what could loosely be called the projectable like top like 1 through 5 and like 1 through 5 or 1 through 6s, and I basically cross-referenced these averages with their stats so far, and I've kind of red marked a bunch and green marked some and yellow marked some to basically judge like okay, like who's meeting the criteria, who is not, because the only two teams that are really slacking rebounding wise are Marquette and Iowa State, who are both under 34 rebounds a game. So that's slightly concerning for those two, but also like, it is what it is.
Yeah, that really sounds like you looked at the entire game and said, I don't care about the coaches on the sideline, and I don't care about how many turnovers a team has or causes.
Huh? What? Turn
Can you
turn.
shoot the ball and can you rebound it? that's what I mean.
Hey, hold on. I have offensive turnovers as part of the thing. Like I will admit it doesn't measure defense, but you can't statistically measure defense as well. But like merely measuring from an offensive perspective, and like yes, that doesn't necessarily favor like Iowa State and Houston, but it does favor uh but it does favor like Baylor. It does favor Baylor and Kansas, save Kansas's horrific 3-point shooting. Okay, Purdue versus Montana State, Grambling State doesn't matter. Utah State versus TCU in the 8-9 in the Midwest.
Purdue's gonna lose the first round again.
I can't wait. I hope that I can't
Dude,
stand.
I hate Zach.
Oh, Zach's the worst.
Bro, Zach's fine.
No, dude.
I just don't like Purdue overall.
Zach Edey's a Big Ten merchant.
Yeah,
I can't wait for him to get foul called.
Dude,
During the tournament.
No, right, dude. Just spread the floor against them, and they'll get run.
He is a succubus for Big Ten refereeing.
Gonzaga versus McNeese.
If I was a fan of any team in the Big Ten, I would have so many broken TVs watching Zach Edey play against my team.
I mean, you got to buy BTN Plus first, so...
Again, that would break my TV, so I'd have to go buy a new one anyway.
You ain't even going to want to buy a new one. You just like, fuck it.
So we got Gonzaga, McNeese. We got Samford in against Kansas, I believe.
Anybody else feel like Gonzaga's not going to make it to the Sweet 16?
Yeah, they don't feel that good.
Like, they're always a surefire Sweet 16, Elite 8 team, and I just...
Okay, so hold on, let's talk this through. Samford was one of the highest scoring teams in the country this year.
Do they have somebody to bang in the post with Hunter Dickinson?
Can they outshoot?
Look like it. They look a little big here. Like
South Carolina's a 6th seed. South Carolina team also with horrific shooting numbers. Just 43% from the field, 33% from three.
Why do you think 43% is bad? Do you know how hard it is to make a
Dig in?
shot?
I am talking like in terms of March Madness success. Like this is how I chart this stuff.
I guess I need to know some of the numbers the winners have had.
Yeah. Okay.
Are they shooting 60%? I'm so
They're getting Oregon ready to join the Big Ten though, because they're in Pittsburgh.
Good one there. I would bet on Oregon there? Question mark.
Give me Creighton.
Oh yeah,
I like that matchup for Creighton.
Creighton to the Elite 8.
Probably yeah, because Creighton basically checks every
Virginia in.
That game against Akron though is going to be something. That's going to be a good game. That Creighton Akron game is going to be great.
Virginia versus Colorado State.
Dude, we have two great 7-10 playing games. We have two great 7-10. We have two great 10 seed playoff games. Like holy,
Virginia the best 10 seed playing games ever.
Well, I would. Hey, St. Peter's versus Tennessee.
You gotta let me fly.
Well, I think that's partially because just of the sheer number of upsets we've had in these conference tournaments, that's put more teams into at-large bids, which has put more teams on the bubble. Is DJ thinking about a St. Peter's win?
No, I'm thinking about Tennessee Creighton in the Elite 8.
See,
I like that.
I'm already salivating about that matchup.
See, Tennessee's a team that does not check out numbers wise. For
March Madness is not about numbers; it's about vibes.
Yes, but the numbers matter in the end, DJ. Statistics show us trends over time.
Right, but you can go back and look at every single one of those teams. They were playing on the vibes. I bet it. They went there and they were like, "Hey, the vibe is we're not going home without a trophy."
Tennessee is shooting 34.2% from 3. Would you like me to say again? 3 teams have won since 2000 shooting under 35% from 3.
I will say though,
like it's doable.
I will say,
And 2 of them, and all 3 were led by a guard and not a 6'10" dude.
Dalton Connect's a cold ass white boy.
Bro, ain't he? Bro, Hooper, Reed Shepard, Hooper. Like, the white boys have been hooping recently.
Like
What we don't acknowledge is that boy from Duke because he's
Flip,
a menace to
Flip?
society.
He's
So-
the new age Christian Leitner. Nobody likes him.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him.
well, hold on.
Yeah, he's like Anakin Skywalker. He got drawn to the dark side, and now he's turning into Darth Vader because he got his leg chopped off when they stormed the court. Oh wait, no, he didn't. He was
See,
sore.
Out there.
See, here's one of my gripes. Here's one of my gripes. Here's one of my gripes with Tennessee. Once you get past Dalton, it goes off a cliff. Like they have 3 double digit scores, and it goes from him at 21.1 to basically 11.9 points per game. And that gap historically is not something that produces sustainable March Madness success.
I mean, that's cool with me. If Dalton gonna drop his 30, we get 11 from guy number 2, and we get another 8 and 8, and then a 6 or something. That's enough points to win a game. We're talking 50-something points. Play a little bit of defense. I like your little philosophy, though. I only say that because being here in Michigan State is the perfect example of a vibes team. They get to the tournament and it's all about the vibe. Like they just want to get there and then we're playing tournament ball. Now they haven't won in a while, but they've been to quite a few Final Fours.
But to circle back to the whole vibes thing, is it a vibes thing or is it a Tom Izzo is your head coach thing? That's.
I mean, the boys still got to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
You got the greatest coach in the world, but you still got to go out and be the player. Tom Izzo got that vibe. Let me tell you, Tom Izzo got that vibe.
I was just scrolling the timeline. The Barstool gambling account put up Badgers versus JMU, the Big Cat versus PFT championship, and Portnoy quote tweet and said, "I was sitting on my TV going, yes, 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 yes."
Excellent. Excellent.
Because then the funniest part is the other part of that portion of the bracket is Duke versus Vermont, and Jake Marsh used to do play-by-play for Vermont, and Hank's a Duke fan. So it's the entire part of my take portion of the bracket.
Dang, Florida Atlantic really got in.
Yeah, like that one I think is the most surprising to me so far. And now that's partially because I'm still mad about my USF Bulls absolutely blowing it. Because if they didn't blow it as hard, they're probably in there, not Florida Atlantic. But that Florida Atlantic UConn about to be a banger, though.
Oh, that's going to be a great game.
One more region left, right? West. UNC.
Yo, Zach's funny as hell, DJ.
Bro, hilarious.
Christian, so our guy, Zach Carey, he's the Archers beat writer for the PLL, but he goes to Virginia and he covers Virginia athletics for SB Nation as well.
Yeah.
He just posted a tweet and said, "What idiot would pre-write this?" And it's a headline that says UVA basketball left out of 2024 March Madness.
Hold on. Guys, Howard made March Madness. Does that mean Seth Towns is playing
Yes.
Seth Towns in his 8th year is playing March Madness.
Here's to put a little context on that. I tweeted this earlier. Seth Towns was
Hold on. Mississippi State, Michigan State. Woo, boy.
Seth
DJ,
Towns
thoughts?
Give me the Sparties. Hey, mark my words. That's the only 9-8 upset we get.
Hold on.
I
Wait.
think the rest of the 8 seeds hold out.
Wait, hold on. Are both Gonzaga and Gonzaga's a 6 seed, right?
No, they're 5 seed.
They're 5.
Gonzaga and St. Mary's are both 5s. That's bullshit.
Seth Towns was going into his freshman year the summer that Dario Saric finally came over from Croatia.
Christ.
To put that in perspective for how long he has been in college.
St. Mary's versus Grand Canyon.
That's fun.
Man, St. Mary's trying to blow them dudes out the wall.
Yeah, no.
Fun.
Nah, that is not going to be fun.
Alabama, 4 seed? Good grief.
And who's Alabama? Ooh, spicy. Alabama versus Charleston. Some CAA action there. Clemson a 6. Ugh.
Huh?
What is this ACC bullshit going on here, brother? Clemson versus New Mexico.
That'll be interesting.
JMU's playing in Brooklyn on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get off work and catch a train to Brooklyn? Baylor's a 3. So Baylor versus. Kyle, they're back. It's Baylor versus Colgate. Everyone run. I mean, Baylor should win that.
I don't know. Colgate's kind of.
They're solid.
They're kind of frisky.
Dayton gets in as a 7.
Shout out to Dukes.
I said, Dayton versus Nevada. That feels like a banger now. Dayton versus Nevada. What do I do with you? And of course, Arizona. Who's the last at-large bid we're forgetting about?
Who's the 15 seed that's going to take them down again?
UCLA, come on down. Long Beach State.
Oh,
fired coach has nothing to lose. Buff versus chronically underperforming Arizona.
Give me the 15 seed.
Dude, the 15 seed. DJ. Nah.
No way.
That's what Disney movies are made of.
Looking at this entire bracket, like I don't feel like there's that many like, ooh, I like this as an upset picks. It's weird. Which is bad, especially with given how chaotic college basketball's been. I'm like, ew.
I think every game's a possible upset because this year's been dog shit. Nobody's been. There's no favorites to make it anywhere. Like
I don't think UNC's losing. I don't think UNC or
UNC did get a nice draw.
Yeah.
But I don't trust them to get past the second round. I don't trust anyone to get past the second round, except maybe UConn.
Nah, I trust UNC to get past the second round. Their draw's not bad.
My only concern with UNC is they have a bad field goal percentage. So if they have a bad shooting day versus whoever comes out of the 8-9, that may be a little rough.
Michigan State's known for making defense. Like they'll play tough defense to force you into stupid shots, and they'll just
And
they'll
Michigan
play you
State
down.
also lost to JMU.
Yeah, but like they lost to a lot of people this year. They lost to a lot of good competition this year. One thing you don't want to do is have a bad shooting day against a Tom Izzo team in March Madness.
2 West Coast, 2 A10, 2 American, 3 Big East. That 6 Mountain West? Huh? Who's in the Mountain West? Oh, hold on. Well,
New
first 4
Mexico,
out. Oklahoma,
State.
Seton Hall, Indiana State, and Pitt.
Hey, it's kind of tough. Indiana State's not getting in. They were good this year.
I like me some Colorado. I like me a lot of Colorado
Yeah, that's
right
wild.
now.
Virginia got in.
8 from the SEC is kind of wild.
Huh. So looking at these regions, what are we thinking?
I think UNC's gotten the best draw so far.
UConn's going back to back.
I mean that's the safe prediction, but I also hate I also hate predicting the number 1 overall seed just because that never happens.
Me too, but this year
This is the first time in a long time that it feels like we could have a repeat champion.
Fair.
because
Yeah,
nobody
and
feels safe to like bet on but UConn.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like I will say this: UConn is the team that checks out the most across basically all of the stats, and like their most questionable thing is like their 2 highest scores are 15.2 and 14.5, but they have 5 double-digit scorers. So it's just like someone's not going well. Here comes Stephon Castle. Here comes this dude. Here comes that dude. And you have like 3 first-round picks on that team. And plus, I'm pretty sure their shooting numbers this year were better than last year. Free throw shooting slightly worse, but field goal percentage and 3-point percentage is better. So it's just like I don't know, like doesn't it like God? I'm gonna end up picking UConn in my bracket, and then they're gonna end up losing in the Elite Eight. I'll be like, I hate my life.
While we're at a commercial, make sure you guys are obviously following us on the socials across the board at Underground PHI and join our bracket challenge. It is linked in the descriptions and in the chats of everywhere we're live at right now, competing against myself, DJ, Christian, the whole Underground staff, friends of the network, and have a shot to win some awesome prizes, including some incredible merch from our friends over at Dead Threads. Which you can go to deadthreads.shop and use code underground at any time for 10% off your orders. Check everything out at Dead Threads for sure. And then join our bracket challenge. We're trying to make this our biggest bracket challenge yet. So get in there and join in on the madness.
Brackets don't go live until 7. Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, so if we look at the West region, so UNC versus Howard or Wagner, Mississippi State, Michigan State, St. Mary's, Grand Canyon, Alabama, Charleston, Clemson, New Mexico, Baylor, Colgate, Dayton, Nevada, Arizona, Long Beach. The two that pop the most there is upset like things is Charleston over Bama and Nevada over Dayton.
Yeah, I don't really like Alabama this year. I think they are like super prone to like getting bounced very early.
They live and die by the 3. So.
Yeah.
They were I believe the highest scoring team in the country at 90.8 points. Their highest scorer, if I remember correctly, is 4th-year senior Marcus Sears at 21.1 points. Second highest is 13.5. But they're an average 3-point shooting team, but their among the top seeds, the best free throw shooting team. So they're basically average shooting from the field in three, but they are unbelievable from unbelievable from the line, and then on top of that, they're 39.6 rebounds per game is like among the top seeds. Well, now discounting Florida because they lost their center to a compound fracture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have the like sixth highest, well, tied for fifth highest rebounds. So offensively, they're an interesting case.
Max from Part of My Take. He's from Philly. He's a Villanova fan. He tweeted, "What if they just say fuck it and put us in?"
That's certainly something. Oh man.
Meanwhile, Michigan is not even playing in the Not United.
Yeah, DJ, would you agree in saying that this was a down year for the Big Ten?
More than a down year. Big Ten fucking sucked. It was a fucking slot fest the whole season.
All right, so
Nobody beat who they were supposed to beat, and everybody lost to people they shouldn't have.
last 1 seed versus first 2 seed. It was Tar Heels as the fourth one, and Tennessee is the first 2.
It literally broke down to their quad 1 wins.
That makes sense.
This commissioner for whatever that's on CBS right now, he looks like
looks dead
Giancarlo. He looks like Giancarlo Esposito if he shaved.
That's the SWAC. It's one of the HBCU conferences.
Thwack.
That's I'm pretty sure that's the conference Grambling State plays in.
Yes.
And now I must set up a spreadsheet to begin my simulations. Well,
he simulates every year, bro. That's crazy.
I simulate basically all of the kind of weird games where I'm like, this could be an upset. I run a simulation through this website about 50 times, and I basically chart average score, point difference, and then you can also like use that to look at the spread and go, this spread for this game very much does not match up with this simulation data. Underground bets, Kyle?
Yeah, I do everything like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, like let me put it like this. In like, what year was it? It was 20. It was 20. Crap. It was like 2019, and I did multiple brackets, but I basically did one that was in all but like 1 or 2 first round matchups. I went purely on what the simulation said, and what there's 32 first round matchups, right? I went like I was perfect after the first day, and I went like 29 out of 32 in the first round overall. And obviously, that bracket then proceeded to fall apart later because the simulations don't always work. But
so Indiana State doesn't get in because they went 1-4 in their quad 1 games, and they had a quad 4 loss in February.
That quad 4 loss is the killer for real. Can't be losing to teams like that, especially late in the year. But yeah, your simulations can't account for vibes. That March Madness vibe.
yes, which is why I don't fully rely on simulations. I use them. Okay, so what? Colorado, Boise State's on the second day of the play-ins. Like, can I find my sim sheet from last year? I have too many spreadsheets titled untitled spreadsheet. Yes, okay. So what? Alabama, San Diego State. Last year, do we remember who won that?
What was the matchup?
Alabama, San Diego State last year.
Had to have been Alabama.
But I'm curious by how much. Because I feel like San Diego State won
San
that.
Diego State did
Yeah.
win.
So like
71-64.
71-64. So that didn't meet any of the standards, but like what? Creighton, Princeton. It was Creighton by an average of almost 10. FAU, Tennessee. So again, that one taking had injury complications. DJ did did uh, did did Michigan State win their first round game last year? It was versus Kansas State.
No.
Okay, so
Kansas State made it pretty far last year.
Mm-hmm.
so
The whole deal with them, like listening to a little
Kansas State won 98-93.
okay, so like in my simulations, this basically ended up as 71.35 Kansas State, 70.5 Michigan State. So, again, like close game, but Houston versus Miami, that was only a 4-point game. Xavier versus Texas, Arkansas versus UConn, all that stuff. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yo, this commercial is wild. They were making fun of the Villanova flute girl and had a girl crying playing the clarinet. What is this? It's a Geico commercial? That's crazy. No
Geico's
free
been
ads.
cooking lately.
No free ads, but
Geico's been cooking.
ain't no way Draymond got a commercial on right
Why not? He said, "Get this podcast."
See, here's the funny thing. If we want to go by movie standards, they didn't do it as an iPhone commercial. They did it as a Galaxy commercial, which means Draymond can be a villain.
True. True.
Do you know that theory, Deej?
No,
Well, it's not a theory. It's actual.
It's fact. It's fact.
Apple doesn't allow movies or shows their villains to have an iPhone. So if you see somebody with an iPhone, they're not a villain. But if they have anything else, there's a possibility or a strong case for them to be the bad guy.
I mean, Draymond's been a villain in my life for years.
True.
That doesn't bother me. I'm in line with that.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with the old tweet machine in terms of viewers and everything, but they've been bumping right now. We got 204 people watching on the old Twitter bot.
Ayo.
Oh, let's go crazy.
Let's go.
All right.
You see that, advertisers? You see that?
Who's McNeese playing again?
I can tell you in just a second.
But, you know, I just want to say, I come from
The land down under.
Yes, but an illustrious university. Okay.
The University of Michigan.
No, Adrian College. Not only did we win the men's Division One ACHA national championship, we won the women's ACHA D1 national championship. Our men's varsity team is in the Frozen Four, and I believe our women's team is playing
Hockey.
in the
Ugh.
Frozen Four.
McNeese is playing
our hockey team's gross.
Kansas. Right? No. McNeese is playing Gonzaga. They're the 12 seed. Yo, what a run by Drake, though, lately.
Explain.
They've just been on fire throughout their conference tournament.
Until it lost.
And still got in.
All right, I'm beginning my simulations with Gonzaga versus McNeese. I don't know why. I was just told to. I'm pulling my simulations site. Sim college basketball game simulator.
Based on the 2 tweets that I've sent you from Armani Blanco, Deej, I feel like you're about to follow him just for the absolute fire content he is putting out.
Because that makes you never want to answer this phone call again. Ever. I don't care if you call me 4 times in a row out of a burning building. You don't want nothing. Oh my god.
Man, I would love nothing more than Vermont to just absolutely demolish Duke.
Well, on the Gonzaga front, I've already run 3 simulations, and they've lost all 3 to start.
Bro, Gonzaga's not good this year.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
I didn't think they were that good last year.
On average,
different this year.
Yeah, I think McNeese is going to upset Gonzaga. South Carolina is like sneaky as a 6 seed.
I don't trust those dudes as far as I can throw them. Clark's Final Four. Nah. UConn, Kentucky, UNC, Purdue. Nah, Holmes. Purdue ain't doing it. I hate to break it to you. Seth, come on. Stop. You two stop being Purdue pilled. UConn versus Houston. What am I looking at?
You don't think UConn... Which team do you think is going to make it that far? Houston?
Yeah.
I also don't think Purdue is getting to the Final Four.
I need to take a
look at their bracket.
Houston has Duke, Kentucky, and Marquette all in their quadrant. That is specifically those last 2. They are one bad defensive night away from Kentucky shooting them out of the tournament.
Purdue has Tennessee in their bracket, Kansas, Creighton.
Creighton, maybe. Kansas hasn't really shown anything this year except that they can lose big games.
and
Gonzaga's not good.
Kansas just has a favorable portion of their bracket to start.
but
Yeah, but as soon as they run into, I don't think they can battle with Purdue. Because I'm gonna be honest, as a Michigan fan who saw Hunter Dickinson play against Zach Edey for years, he can't do it. Zach is a feast on him.
Kansas would also be the worst 3-point shooting team to ever, well, tied for the worst 3-point shooting team to win March Madness since 2000, if they won.
I think Purdue has the easiest route for 1 seeds to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's Purdue, and it's like they are so reliant on that 7-3 dude that I'm just like, nah. I'm sorry. No.
Nah, they got a lot of help outside of that, but also he's 7'4", so why not? Until he stops, don't fix what ain't broke. And so far, that ain't broke. Ain't nobody been able to stop Zach. And the few teams that have, he got help. Purdue is yet to be blown out this year. They lost all their games by 8 or less. So it's when they do lose, people step up. You can't. I guess Purdue's a little more well-rounded than people think. If you look to shut off Zach Edey and force him to play with other people, they will play with other players and they'll make you.
Here's a wild stat from John Fanta. For the first time in the 45-year history of the Big East Conference, a team went over 5 games over 500 in conference play and did not make the NCAA tournament.
Who?
That team, Seton Hall.
Yeah, the big. It was also weirdly a down year for the Big East as well.
It was not a down year. It was an up year for the Big East, for sure. For sure.
I don't quite agree with that, but
I mean, Creighton, Marquette, they really could have thrown Seton Hall in there over some teams that they chose to put in. You still have UConn dominating.
but we're like we didn't we just last year have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Big East teams in there? Xavier, what happened? Providence, what happened? Butler,
Well, when you're looking, there's only 3 teams on here that normally make it that had bad years. Georgetown, Butler, Georgetown, Butler, and Nova.
Georgetown hasn't been good in ages,
but they still make the tournament. I didn't say they were good. I just said they make the tournament. There's a difference between making the tournament and being good. Trust me on that one. Michigan State, for the most part, is never a good basketball team. They just make the tournament. And I'm being a little bit of a hater here, but that's because Tom Izzo knows how to schedule. He schedules a bunch of quad 1 teams, so whether you win or lose, it's good on you. He's really good at what he does. So it makes they're never really an overstanding team. I think the Big East still had a really good season, and I think when you look at how well Seton Hall played, and then you still have Creighton, UConn, and Marquette at the top, Seton Hall is the 4th team, and I thought it was pretty split in half, and it's going to be tough to compete in a conference like that.
And it's so weird seeing Villanova be so bad. I'm like, what happened here?
Yeah. Fire Kyle Neptune. That's what they got to do. Any final thoughts on the old bracket here, boys?
I don't think so.
It's going to be fun, but
good luck predicting anything.
I really feel like this was kind of thrown together in some regions. They kind of just, I don't know. I guess the best comparison I can make is that 2021 NCAA lacrosse tournament where they threw in the entire Ivy League because they missed the year before because they didn't play. the entire Ivy League didn't deserve to be in that
Yeah.
tournament, but like they were like making it up almost, and it seems like some teams were given some historical benefit of the doubt in terms of like how their season played out. Like Gonzaga having almost 10 losses. Gonzaga has almost 10 losses in every other year. They're not making the tournament. And they or if they do, they're not going to be a 5 seed. They'd be a 6, an 8, something like that. But because of how good they've been the past couple of, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, they're automatically giving them a 5 or better. Like, stop it. Like, there's just some teams that should have been ranked a little lower, in my opinion, or not made the tournament at all.
Yeah, 6 Mountain West teams got in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like that's one. Like, pardon, there's 6 of you. So right here's because you brought it up. Who's going to be the Final Four in lax this year?
Duke, Notre Dame, Virginia, and Army.
I was going to say Army.
Army's kind of gross. But it also might be some weird Ivy League team like Cornell. Princeton. Like, and then you still got to arguably maybe Hop gets in there because they've been good this year. Syracuse could still sink. Like, it's so wide open right now. Like, honestly, I think it's kind of comparable to this year's March Madness in terms of, like, nobody has stood out in terms of playing good competition and winning. Like, the only team that has beat all the good competition they played so far is Army. Everybody else has already lost to someone else good. So it's like, you run into a half-decent team in the tournament, you better be ready to play or you're going home.
What was I going to say?
So hopefully you can get us the hookup this year because it is back at Lincoln Financial. And
Hey, Ray, start making a lot more college content, and you probably have a better chance.
Been doing that all year.
Maybe if somebody watched a little more college, we might be able to do that.
Hey, I genuinely think we got great content last year without credentials, but that's just me.
No, in fact, the credentials would just be better so that we don't have to pay.
I was joking with Kyle. Maybe you guys should get Michael Rabel to bully the NCAA into giving you credentials.
I wish.
Tweet from Kevin Nagandi: the Big East got shafted.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I wish like we could pull that kind of rank, but I don't think Mike has that kind of rank to pull. Like the NCAA is unhinged, man. That thing needs to be done away with.
Well, give it another 10 years.
You think so? You think it's gone in 10?
Well, I think it's a shell of itself in 10. Like you know
what's going to keep it alive? March Madness.
Yeah,
because who's going to be the governing body that decides what 68 teams get to go into March Madness? The NCAA. No. That's the only thing that's going to keep them relevant. Because I swear football's going to separate and do their own thing with the CFP. That's what it seems like. And at this point, we might as well just have like TLN or Inside Lacrosse or whatever do the lacrosse side. We'd probably blossom it right to 32 teams right away because 16 is too small. But the NCAA refuses to widen it at all. Maybe we should do away with the NCAA.
And there goes the credentials.
Here's my 30 slide PowerPoint on why you should stop existing. Please give me a credential.
Yep. Please.
It's like it's like the trade meme. I trade you deletion of your existence. You give me credentials.
Kyle, create the meme and post it.
It's there.
But make sure you guys join our bracket challenge. It is all over our socials. It's
officially open. You can make your bracket now.
Make your bracket now. Flood those things. Make sure you make your bracket. Don't want to get left out. Like we've had a few people that somehow got left out that also worked for our company last year.
Shame on them.
So make your brackets, join our bracket challenge, send it to your friends, your family. It's free to join, and you'll be in a drawing for the official locker room shirt if you win the overall bracket, and then apparel from our friends over at Dead Threads. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on the socials, subscribe to the podcast feed, and thanks for tuning in to Underground Madness 2024's Bracket Bash Selection Sunday show. And we'll see you guys on the pod, and we'll be having March Madness live streams throughout the tournament. So follow us and stay tuned for those. But for Deej, for Christian, and KB, let's have ourselves a March, everybody.
Yeehaw.